Welcome to the program now. Our guest this morning, Ira Rosen. Did I say the last name correct, sir?
Yes, you did.
Well, good morning. Welcome. It's I got started on your book this weekend, and I know this time right now is not going to be long enough to ask all the questions and learn all I want to from you from that book. I didn't get the whole book completed, but what an interesting life you have had as a award-winning producer with CBS's 60 Minutes. Then you went on to, after that, to get over to ABC and tackle things over there with the Primetime Live. You ever look back on your life and just go, wow?
Yeah, and that's why I wrote the book, because I wanted to leave kind of a legacy book. I was telling a friend of mine, I was hired at the age of 26 by Mike Wallace, and then I was with him at the very end, in the last month of his life at a nursing home up in Connecticut, and I saw the full, professional life of this man. And at the very end, Mike Wallace didn't even remember that he worked on 60 Minutes.
Mm.
And I said to myself, my God, I think about that. You need to leave a bit of a manuscript behind for people who cared about the work you've done. Where you could go and look at it and turn to it and see the stories that, maybe I've done and participated in. And this is a book that I kind of laid out, varnish, with, I didn't spare the rod in certain cases. I'm pretty honest about people, both good and bad. I mean, media people tend to sort of, no, you only got to say nice things about me. There are two sides to people. People are complicated. And I kind of made a choice that when I would sit down every morning to begin writing this book, I didn't sit down and say, I'm just going to tell the nice side of people or the honest side of people. I just wanted to be honest. So that was my attempt in doing this book.
Now, you not only talk about all these different people. We're talking about, of course, Mike Wallace, who you were assigned to and hired by early, and we were there, as you said, through the life of him. But a lot of other people that you rub elbows with, you work for, you worked alongside, or opposite of, and then you get into the different stories of some of the stuff that you pulled the cloth back and the curtain back and revealed to the world. Did you ever have a fear when you were talking about the Soviets or the mafia or Congress or FBI or whoever that your life could be in danger for all that you revealed?
Yeah, there was a point in time, I was really silly and stupid early in my career about the approach. When I was 24, I was working up in Pontiac, Michigan. It's kind of like, a baseball player, learning how to hit the curveball in the minors before they get to the majors. And I was chasing these gangsters. And there was one night I brought a hot pizza to a capo of the Detroit mob, to his home. And there's a certain urgency about a hot pizza. You open up the box, the smell. So the guy answers the door. I think he was happy it wasn't a hit. And I said, listen, hi, Ira Rosen. I'm with the Pontiac Press. I have a pizza here. It's half pepperoni, half mushroom. Personally, I kind of like the mushroom side, but if you insist, I'll eat pepperoni. I'd like to just come in and talk to you a little bit and share the pizza. And he basically said, get lost. And I opened the box and I let the smell of the pizza kind of waft into his room. And so he ultimately invites me in, doesn't do much talking. He eats a slice of the pizza. I eat a slice of the pizza. I left the box for him, and I left my business card. And he called me up a week later, and he said, you got balls. And I said, appreciate that. And I said, I don't want to know anything about your crime family. Tell me about the other one. And so we began a conversation. When I went to the other side of the other crime family that existed in Detroit, I kind of stupidly tried to overhear conversations with Tony Jack Alone, a gangster who has been linked to the Jimmy Hoffa disappearance. And there was some tense moments at that lunch. And when I left, one of his bodyguards recited my license plate back to me.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I didn't experience that as much when I was a producer, but I experienced it more when I was a young reporter without the protection of, say, a 60 Minutes.
The book is called Ticking Clock, and it is full of stories like that, told in just the words that you were using this morning, Ira. When you look at today's media and news, especially, I mean, because when you came on board, 60 Minutes was still new, young, so forth. What do you feel the media is at now? I mean, are you happy how news is delivered and stories are delivered, or do you think it's taken a turn the wrong direction at some point?
Well, the show, I mean, 60 Minutes is still doing some terrific work. But the show I probably admire the most on television is Frontline, that I think week after week, surprises you and advances a story. It's a terrific show. I think what's happened in the world of media at the moment is that it's gotten to be segmented. And, you as a viewer, you want to go to a show like, let's say if you're a Democrat, say you go to CNN. If you're a Republican, you go to Fox. Um, and that's not the way I grew up. That's not the way it was supposed to work. You could go to any network and hear both sides of a story. You didn't have to go chasing a point of view. And I think what that has done is it's divided the country into, if you will, pro Trump, anti Trump, and that's the way the networks are now: pro Trump, anti Trump. And so you have kind of warring sides now banging at each other. I don't think that's particularly good. Having said that, I think some of the best investigative reporting has been done by the New York Times and the Washington Post in the world of print, that continues to surprise.
Well, listen, I could talk to you for hours more, but I know there's others in line to do the same. Ticking Clock's the name of the book. Ira Rosen, a pleasure talking to you, and I love the book. And if we're ever side by side, I'll buy a cup of coffee or a cold beer or something, and let's talk some more.